Welcome back to another episode of the Tan and J Man Show. Hope everyone had a fantastic Thanksgiving. You can follow us on Twitter at Tan and J Man Show. You can like us on Facebook, the Tan and J Man Show. You can follow us on Instagram, the Tan and J Man Show. We also have a deal going on with the Tan and J Man Show store. Why don't you tell the people about that, Tito?
Yes, TanandJManShowStore.com. Use promo code BLACK23, BLACK23, and you get free shipping on all orders through December 1st, which is this Friday. So take advantage of that while you can. If you miss out, there might be another promo code coming around Christmas time into the new year. But take advantage of this while you can. You can get a sharp looking hat like I got on here. You can get a hoodie. You can get a t-shirt, short sleeve or long sleeve. You can get a pint glass. You can get a coffee mug. You can get a sticker for your laptop. Whatever you want, you can probably find it. TanandJManShowStore.com. Promo code BLACK23.
Did you do any Black Friday shopping?
Online, yes.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone would go into a store anymore, to be honest.
Well, some stores do have deals
They do.
that you can only get in store instead of online. I met my wife and my mother-in-law Friday evening for dinner, and we drove separate because I didn't want to do the shopping that they were going to do after dinner, right? But getting to where we ate by the outdoor shopping mall in Fort Wayne, Jefferson Point, madhouse. Just even getting to dinner that night, just a madhouse.
I bet.
I had to park so far away, I was not very happy. But
trying to think where I went on Friday. We went out to Trader Joe's, and it was like a ghost town. It was awesome. There was like nobody in there, which was shocking. But yeah, it was out by the mall, and it was packed out there, as you could imagine. But
and today's Cyber Monday, so
that's more my speed. Ordering stuff online, and
I have been burnt in the past getting something on Black Friday online that if I would have waited to Cyber Monday, I would have got a better deal.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But you got some birdie bogey for me tonight?
I do, sir. You are commanding 4 strokes up. You're probably going to win this year, unless it's just.
We'll see.
I think you're going to win. I'm pretty sure, but I think I got a good one tonight. There are 3 teams in the NFL, 3 out of 32, who have never had a rookie quarterback as their week 1 starter. Can you name those 3 teams?
Man, that's a really good question. And no, I cannot. Birdie Bogey is brought to you by Arlington Public House. Arlington Public House has upscale cuisine and cocktails with a casual atmosphere located 703 Main Street in Rochester, Indiana. Over the weekend on Friday and Saturday, their special that night was the Petite Filet, a beautifully cooked 6-ounce filet mignon, topped with creamy peppercorn sauce on a bed of freshly prepared mashed potatoes and sauteed asparagus. As always, $2 whole smoked wings and $1 off domestic brewskis every Monday night at Arlington Public House in Rochester.
I got some other fun little trivia for you that doesn't.
I love trivia.
It's not nothing with birdie or bogey, but I've had this saved on my phone since July. And I came across it just for the show, and I came across it just the other day. I'm like, wow, I meant to do this a long time ago, but I forgot. So it might take a little while, but we got time. We got time. So I got a chart here of the passing touchdown leaders against each NFL team.
Oh man.
I want to see how many of these you can get correct.
Okay.
And we'll go in alphabetical order. So Arizona Cardinals. What player do you think has thrown for more touchdowns all time against the Arizona Cardinals than any other player?
Russell Wilson.
It is Russell Wilson with 32. So off to a hot start.
Boom.
How about the Atlanta Falcons?
Man, there's been some bad Drew Brees.
Drew Brees with 54. How about the Baltimore Ravens?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger with 43. You're on to something here. You're doing pretty good.
Uh-huh.
How about the Buffalo Bills?
That'd have to be Tom Brady, right?
Tom Brady was 72.
Dang, that's a lot.
How about the Carolina Panthers?
I have to go Drew Brees again.
Drew Brees with 55. How about the Chicago Bears?
Oh, this is a tough one. Man. Obviously, it's between 2 guys. I think I'm gonna go. Oh man, Brett Favre.
Aaron Rodgers with
Ah, son of a
64.
gun. He does own him. He does own him.
So you're 5 for 6 so far. How about the Cincinnati Bengals?
Ben Roethlisberger.
And Roethlisberger with 47, so you're 6 for 7. How about the Cleveland Browns?
I'm gonna go with Ben Roethlisberger again.
Ben Roethlisberger with 43. How about the Dallas Cowboys?
Oh man. Is it Eli?
Eli Manning with 53. How about the Denver Broncos?
I almost want to say Mahomes, even though it's only been 5 years. Dan Fouts.
Phillip Rivers with 46.
Oh, that was a better guess. I overthought that one.
How about the Detroit Lions?
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre with 58.
Okay.
How about the Green Bay Packers?
Oh man, there's been some bad quarterbacks there in the NFC North. Lions have never had a good one. Bears not gonna be Cutler. Fran Tarkenton.
Matt Stafford with 40. Matthew Stafford.
Man, I didn't even think about Stafford. Ticks me off.
How about the Houston Texans?
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning with 48. How about the Indianapolis Colts?
I know it's going to be a difficult one when you use that tone of voice. Is it Marino?
Dan Marino with 54.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking either Marino or Brady, but I mean, Marino played in the Colts division his entire career, so.
Yeah. Jacksonville Jaguars.
Gotta go with Peyton, I would
Peyton
think.
with 40.
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Elway.
Phillip Rivers with 41.
Dang.
How about the Las Vegas Raiders? Or the Oakland/Las Vegas Raiders, I should say.
I want to say Phillip Rivers again.
Phillip Rivers with 49.
Yeah.
How about the Los Angeles Chargers?
Is that Elway?
John Elway with 38. How about the Los Angeles Rams?
Also St. Louis, not that matters. I guess they all played in the West. Is that Russell as well?
Johnny Unitas with 39.
Oh, I wouldn't have gotten that one.
How about the Dolphins?
It's got to be Tom Brady.
Tom Brady with 72.
Yeah.
Minnesota Vikings.
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers with 57. Okay. New England Patriots.
Marino.
It's actually Peyton Manning with 43.
Really? Well.
Yes.
Peyton only played in their division a couple years, but dang.
Well, Peyton played against New England about twice a year.
Every year,
like.
yeah.
So.
Yeah.
New Orleans Saints.
Oh, that's a tough one. Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan with 47. Good pull. How about the New York Giants?
Paul. I don't think it's Aikman. Donovan McNabb.
Tony Romo with 41.
Oh, Romo's a better guess.
Your favorite. New York Jets.
Brady.
Dan Marino with 72.
Oh, really? I'm disappointed with myself there.
Few more here. Philadelphia Eagles.
Eli
Manning with 54. How about the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Oh, man. Oh, man, that's a tough one. I don't even know if I have a guess for you. Bernie Kosar.
The lowest one on the list with 30, Tom Brady.
Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm. How about the San Francisco 49ers?
I feel like that's Russell Wilson.
Johnny Unitas again with 40.
What in the world's going on?
How about the Seattle Seahawks?
Montana.
John Elway with 44. Back in the AFC West when the Seahawks.
I forgot the Seahawks are in the AFC.
3 more. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees with 61. Tennessee Titans.
Peyton
Manning with 35. And the Washington Commanders.
Eli.
Charlie Connerly with 38.
Oh, that one just ticks me off.
Yeah,
that was good. I like
you
that.
did a lot better than I thought you would, but you were smart enough to put the divisions
Put
right
the
away with the
divisions, yeah.
divisions. So,
Dang.
yep.
It's good stuff. Good
Yep.
stuff. You want to stick with NFL?
Yeah, let's do that.
3 winners, 3 losers. I don't know who starts, to be honest.
I think it is you. It is you, and
With the
I
winners.
forgot to do my list, so I got to do them off the top of my head. Great.
San Francisco 49ers going into Seattle, and you know they had that 3-game losing streak, and I would say they're back, and I would even say they're the best team in the NFC. I know Philadelphia keeps winning and all that, but I think I'd take the Niners over them right now.
That's gonna be a heck of a matchup, Philadelphia and San Francisco this week. Kind of wish it was prime time, but it's not. I will stay with the Thanksgiving games. I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers.
Mm-hmm.
They went up and punched Detroit in the mouth. Detroit battled back, but Green Bay hung on, and we've been ripping them and Jordan Love for a while. Jordan Love's starting to play better, and all of a sudden, in a weak NFC, the Packers right in the mix.
Very weak NFC. They were so close to beating Pittsburgh Steelers a few weeks ago too, which could have supplanted them further. But
and they could have beat the Denver Broncos too.
Could have,
which started the Broncos win streak. Yep.
Yeah. My second winner is the Philadelphia Eagles. They keep finding ways to win. They're never pretty. Yesterday was a really good game between the Buffalo Bills, but they find ways. I mean, Jake Elliott's turned into maybe the most clutch kicker in the NFL, and that includes Justin Tucker. In the pouring down rain, nails a 50.
Any way he was going to make that.
I thought no shot he's going to make it. Terrible conditions. It's windy, it's cold, rainy. Nails a 59-yard field goal with plenty to spare too. So the Eagles keep getting it done.
My second winner is my predicted AFC champions, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
Good win over the Texans, a team that already beat them once this year. I don't think they could afford to lose this game. I mean, because AFC South could have got real tight.
They got lucky. Sneaky good division too.
It is sneaky good. They got lucky with the Texans kicker hitting the crossbar, but they doinked it. But good win for the Jags.
And the Texans kicker was waived today. So
was he?
That was a tough one.
I didn't see that.
Speaking of the AFC South, Indianapolis Colts. Here they are in the playoff spot right now. Shane Steichen, is that their head coach's name? He has done a fantastic job, and he could be maybe one of the leaders for AFC Coach of the Year so far. They're winning with Gardner Minshew. They're doing it in different ways. They're hanging in there, and they get the Titans this week.
They got a pretty man schedule coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
it's gonna be interesting. Oh. My last winner, just because I think they're going to end up winning the division. It's the worst division in football, the NFC South, but the Atlanta Falcons taking care of the Saints at home. Jesse Bates was big time that game, having a pick six and then a forced fumble for them. That was kind of the difference. I mean, that division's so garbage, but somebody's got to win it. And I think the winner of that game yesterday was going to take over in the driver's seat. I don't think Tampa could be the most talented, but I don't think they're going to do it. So,
quarterback issues there.
Quarterback issues all over the division.
All over the division, yeah. Good point.
First loser, I am going to go with the New York Jets. They're just embarrassing. They're awful. They like to just make embarrassing plays. You had the butt fumble years ago on Thanksgiving, and now you have I don't even know what they titled this. The Fail Mary. I don't know.
They've called it the Fail Mary. They've called it the Hail Mary.
What the heck, man? They are awful.
I think that was the loudest I've been during a Dolphins game this year. Javon Holland picks it off at the 1-yard line. He's running. I didn't really get excited until he hit about the opponent's 35. Then I started creeping closer towards the edge of my seat. Then I stood up. The Jets, and they're starting Timmy Boyle again. The worst. I think he's the worst starting quarterback we've ever seen. His numbers weren't horrendous on Sunday, but he has not thrown more touchdowns than interception in any year since middle school. He did it in high school. He threw 12 touchdowns and 26 picks in his career in college. He's terrible, just terrible.
Yeah, and you're like, how does he keep getting jobs? But he does, and I think Robert Saleh is lucky that he has Aaron Rodgers coming back because that's going to save his job.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of the Jets, the MetLife Stadium turf is one of my losers. There have been 10 ankle or knee season-ending injuries at that stadium alone in the past 3 years, which is more than any in football. And it claimed another victim in superstar pass rusher Jalen Phillips, who tore his Achilles, and that is an absolute killer for the Dolphins. Bradley Chubb's so much better when Phillips is on the field, and vice versa. So that kind of put a damper on the blowout victory on Sunday. But yeah, the fact that they're still using field turf instead of just actual grass or something that's sustainable is mind-numbing. So that ticked me off.
I'll kind of stick with you with the injuries there, and I'm just going to go with the injury status of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
They've been a good story, but they're starting to
Yeah,
drop
they're
like
not gonna-
flies.
Yeah, they're not going to hang on.
Rookie quarterback got hurt yesterday, so PJ Walker had to come in. And Myles Garrett, who Garrett Bowles took him out of the game and made him a non-factor. He had one hurry and one pass breakup, but that was it. No quarterback hits, no sacks yesterday on Russell Wilson. Myles Garrett has left shoulder pop, so he's in a sling after the game. Ward is already hurt for them at cornerback, so they're just getting banged up, and yeah, they're going to fall apart. They're 7-4 now, and I
agree.
don't see it.
Yeah. My second loser, the NFC South. I know you had the Falcons as one of your winners, but if the season ended today, they would have the worst win percentage by division in a season in NFL history. Their combined win percentage is .341, which is worst all time. Second worst is the NFC West in 2008 when it was .344, and then the 2014 NFC South, which was .352. I do not think there's a way that one of those teams finishes over 500.
Yeah, no, it's going to be like the NFC South and back in 2011, I believe, when the Seahawks got in, or not the NFC South, the NFC West
yeah.
In 2011 when the Seahawks get in 7-9, but then they beat the Saints with the earthquake, the earthquake, or the Beastquake.
I still think the Saints are probably the best team in that division, but Derek Carr's terrible. And they keep losing, so maybe they're not.
I used to defend them. I think I'm done defending them.
It's about time.
There's nothing I can do. There's a few teams I could pick for my third winner. Like I kind of want to pick the Bills because I really just started to think the Bills aren't going to make the playoffs, but I'm not going to do that because I still thought they played a pretty good game yesterday. Could pick the Chargers, but I feel like I pick them all the time. I'm actually going to pick the Carolina Panthers. Not only are they the worst team in the league with one win, they fired a coach. Second year in a row, they fired coach midseason.
Yeah.
I don't know who'd want that job.
Yeah. Tepper, their owner, David Tepper, he
impatient.
Yeah, and he kind of meddled. The best owners stay out of football decisions. Where Tepper went in there and he pretty much forced them to trade out of the ones or trade into the one spot, and he forced them to take Bryce Young. I got his name right this week. Instead of CJ Stroud, and now Frank Reich is fired. So yeah, it's not a job that somebody's going to want for sure.
Frank's a good guy. This probably wasn't fit for him. He'll go be an OC, I think, somewhere and do just fine.
Yeah. Hopefully he wasn't calling the plays yesterday because I watched the end of that game and they had a 4th and 6, no timeouts left, and they decided to throw a wide receiver screen and they got blown up for negative yards.
And I don't remember which McCown was also the
Josh. He got fired today too. Yeah.
Yep.
My last loser is the Houston Texans. Had a chance to beat Jacksonville and kind of cement themselves as a division contender, but I think that's probably they're 2 games back. It's probably over now. Still a cool story and all that, but that was a game that they could have really made their presence known a little bit more. So.
Did I beat you this week?
You did beat me. It was a very good week for both of us. We scored a lot of points. Last I checked, which was this morning, you were up, I think, 103 to 95, but we both picked Minnesota, and you have Minnesota for more tonight. So
I think what hurts you is you picked the Saints for like 7. I picked them for 3.
I picked the Saints for 7. I also picked the Bengals to win, and I also picked Houston to win. Okay. So that's
I had 9 on Jacksonville. So
that's probably what hurt me the most.
We both got burnt by the Lions, but I think everybody did. Pick them leagues all over the place. So
yeah. Other than that, everything was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
But we have 6 buys this week, which kind of sucks. But Starting Thursday night, we have the Seattle Seahawks at the Dallas Cowboys.
I like the Cowboys for 12. Cowboys are playing good football. The Seahawks are not. And here's a bold prediction for you. This is Pete Carroll's last year as Seattle's head coach.
Yeah, he's been there, 12 years now, 13 years
Been there a
now?
long time. Yeah.
I have the Cowboys for 13. Cowboys are playing fantastic football right now. But again, you don't hear the media talk about this. They have not beaten a team with a winning record yet this season. So I don't. Is Seattle 6-5 or are they 5-6? So they could do it this weekend, I guess. If
Hey, the Dolphins have now.
the Dolphins have now, and they put up 70 points against them. So thank you.
That's just wild.
Thank you, Tanner, for that. But yeah, Cowboys for 13. Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans.
You know, the Colts are right there. I've just talked about how they have a very manageable schedule, which they do. But something just tells me the Titans are going to pull off this upset. Titans for 2.
I have the Colts for 7.
I think the Colts are better, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Will Levis, he had that good first week, and then he's predictably kind of the league's caught up to him. I think Vrabel's an interesting one come Black Monday, as they call it here in a few weeks. It's about a month and a half.
I think he's safe, but his seat will be hot for next year.
He's done enough, in my opinion, where he should be safe.
Yeah.
But these owners get impatient. But yeah, I think Vrabel should be safe, but you never know.
Yeah.
The LA Chargers at the New England Patriots.
I mean, Chargers really need a win. Patriots stink. They might as well just lose out for their sake. Both these teams, I think, are going to have new head coaches next year, but give me the Chargers for 4 just because I think they're more talented.
Yeah. If the Chargers lose to, in my opinion, it's not even my opinion. They are the second worst team in the NFL. I mean, they have the second worst record in the NFL, and it's very it's been confirmed.
Them are the Cardinals, maybe.
I don't think so. Not with Kyler,
No.
And I don't think Kyler's very good.
No.
But
No.
Bill Belichick doesn't like announcing a starting quarterback until like right before the game. And then it was Mac Jones, and he's done in New England. I don't.
That one pick was awful.
Terrible, just terrible. Threw it right to the guy. I think his time in New England's done. I don't know if he takes another snap this year. Now, they'd be smart if they really want to tank. They should start him the rest of the year. But if the Chargers lose this one, I don't see any way Staley survives another week.
He won't make the flight back to LA.
Yeah, they don't score points. They've done what they've done for years, and that's find ways to lose games. And now they're just getting beat flat out. But I'm still picking the Chargers. We've both been burned by them a bunch this year, but give me the Chargers for 8. Man. Detroit Lions at the New Orleans Saints.
If the Lions lose this one, maybe their fans need to start worrying a little bit. But I don't think they do. Lions for 6.
I have the Lions for 6 as well. Yeah, I think they're quite a bit better. They've been pretty good bouncing back from losses this year, too.
It's true.
So, Atlanta Falcons at the New York Jets.
This will be a fun one. Yeah. Atlanta for 3.
I have Atlanta for 2. Yeah. Man, I keep thinking Arthur Smith's going to get fired, and then they pull one out. If they can win 2 in a row, but I just can't envision a scenario where Tim Boyle wins an NFL game. So that's why I just don't think they have a shot this week. Arizona Cardinals at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh keeps finding ways to win, and their offense did look better yesterday without Matt Canada than they did all year. So maybe he was the problem. Manageable schedule, at least next few weeks. I like them for 10 points.
I have Pittsburgh for 4. I still don't believe in them. They did have their first 400 total yard offensive game in over 50 games. They still only scored 16 points though, and they're lucky they faced Jake Browning. But I mean, you got to beat who you play. But yeah, their schedule's pretty favorable. But give me Pittsburgh for 4. Miami Dolphins at the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders did not look good in 45-10 drumming on Thanksgiving Day. I know they're at home, but I don't think that matters. Ron Rivera's a great guy, but it's his time is done there. Dolphins for 11.
Man, you've been a lot more confident in the Dolphins than I've been. I do have the Dolphins winning for 5. There's decent blowout potentials here towards the end of the schedule this week, which is probably why I didn't take the Dolphins for that many. But should be able to score points. I mean, they fired Jack Del Rio and they fired their cornerbacks coach. Their offense scares me a little bit, but the Dolphins have the best defense in football since week 5, and it's only getting stronger. So I think Dolphins win by 2 touchdowns. I think they're 9.5-point favorites, which is unheard of for them on the road, but they are. Denver Broncos at the Houston Texans. Massive one here. Who would have thought?
6-5, 6-5, 5 in a row for the Broncos. First 5-game win streak they've had since the last time they made the playoffs and won the Super Bowl in 2015. So it's been a while since they've had a string like this. Russell's playing effective. He's thrown 20 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. In the red zone alone this year, 17 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Pretty good.
So when he gets to the red zone, he usually finishes it off. Defense is, they struggle at times with the rushing attacks, but they're forcing turnovers left and right all over the place. It'll be tough. They got a tough stretch here. They go at Houston, at Chargers, at Lions, back to back to back here. We'll see what they're made of, but I'm taking the Broncos for 5.
I have the Broncos for 3. Could see yesterday's loss for Houston kind of carry over a little bit. And again, I don't think many people thought Houston would be that good. And CJ Stroud's played some good football, but I think this is kind of a coin flip though. If it was in Denver, I think Denver would win fairly easily.
I think it's 2.5-point favorites for the Texans right now.
So. Are they favored? Okay. Yeah. It's going to be a close game. Denver for 3. Carolina Panthers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Carolina's done. Bucks for 9.
I have the Bucks for 12, and I don't think the Bucks are very good either. Cleveland Browns out the L.A. Rams, the suddenly hot L.A. Rams.
Yeah, and they're talented. Browns are made with duct tape and Band-Aids right now. Rams for 8.
I have the Rams for 11. I just don't think Browns have what it takes to get in there. San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a heck of a 425.
Should be an awesome game. I like the Eagles at home for 1.
This will be the J-Man's Bucket prediction of the week. Give me the Niners on the road there. Only for 1 point, though. Give me the Niners for 1. J-Man's Book of Bridges of the Week brought to you by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Travis Watching for life, home, auto, business, renters, workers, comp, and farm insurance. Contact Travis at 219-869-4561. His email is travis.watching@infb.com. Kansas City Chiefs at the Green Bay Packers.
I like the Chiefs for 7, even though the Packers are playing better.
Chiefs got down 14-0 yesterday, and you're thinking, what is going on in Kansas City? And then they just outscored them, 31-3 the rest of the game?
Which is what they do. Kelsey connection's tough to stop.
Yeah. Give me the Chiefs for 10. I don't think – I know Jordan Love's played some good football, but Kansas City has a really good defense, and I just don't think it'll last for him. Cincinnati Bengals at the Jacksonville Jags.
Jake Browning going on a road game in a primetime environment. Jags starting to play good football again. Jags for 13.
I have the Jags for 9. They win fairly handily. But buys this week, I think we have Buffalo. We have I didn't write them down, so I'm going off the
Buffalo, Minnesota.
Baltimore, Minnesota.
Chicago.
The Bears.
Trying to think who else is in the league.
Giants.
Yep.
And
yep.
Some other team. I should have written
some other
down,
team. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But any other NFL?
Nope. It's getting maybe next week's the time we really start breaking down what the playoff picture looks like, because it's getting, especially in the AFC, it's getting tight.
It is. You look, every single team's either 9-3 or 8-3 that are division winners, and then you have a bunch of teams. Browns are 7-4, Steelers are 7-4, Colts are 6-5, Denver 6-5, Houston 6-5, Buffalo 6-6. So it's all jumbled. I think the team with the best or with the biggest division lead right now is the Dolphins, 2.5 over Buffalo, which if they can beat Washington on Sunday, 3 games up with 5 games to play, and they get the Titans and Jets at home back-to-back weeks where Buffalo has to go to Kansas City. So praying this thing's wrapped up for them by Christmas, but it's not going to be that easy, I know.
Be a nice Christmas present for you.
That's right. That is right.
Well, let's stick with the pigskin and talk some college football, shall we? The regular season is over. Regular season is over. It's come and gone, and now it's right now transfer portal season. I know a lot of guys can't put their name in till the 4th, I believe, December 4th, or that's when it opens up. Excuse me, and that's when teams can start announcing their new guys, I guess. But I know Purdue specifically in the last 2 days, I can't even keep up with the amount of backups they've had jump in the portal. It's ridiculous. Crazy.
Yeah. I saw the biggest name today that I heard of was Kansas State's quarterback. Put his name in. He's a 4-year starter. But other than that, I haven't really followed it too much.
No, I mean, I've just seen Purdue. I've seen Indiana, a lot of their team, but of course they're looking for a new coach since Tom Allen got fired.
Tom Allen got fired. Yeah, we need to talk about that a little bit. Third largest or second largest buyout in history in college football. Of course, the number one was Jimbo Fisher. The Hoosiers ponied up that money. We didn't think they would, but with the changing landscape of college football, with adding Oregon and Washington and UCLA and USC, if they didn't make some sort of change, they were going to be left in the absolute dust, which is where teams like Illinois could potentially be, or Northwestern, or even Minnesota or Purdue, all these non-top pro Rutgers, absolutely Maryland. The list goes on and on and on.
I'd even put Michigan State there. I know they just
absolutely. Coach, and they just hired Jonathan Smith yesterday, which makes sense for him to leave Oregon State.
Yes, good time.
They are conferenceless as
conferenceless,
of now. But as far as names go, who have you been hearing for Indiana?
Well, our good buddy Cameron Screeton's kind of kept us in the mix there because, of course, John Gruden is one name that's been thrown out there. I mean, that would be unbelievable for publicity for Indiana, but I think it'd be absolutely
terrible publicity for Indiana. He got fired on terrible terms.
That's not what I meant. I meant
no.
I meant like it would make headlines. It would get eyeballs on their football product for the first time since I don't know how long. But Kane Womack's the guy that keeps coming up. Coaches at South Alabama, used to be their defensive coordinator at Indiana.
Okay.
So there's some familiarity there. And Justin Fry, offensive line coach from Ohio State. He has no head coaching experience, but he does have Indiana ties. So those are two guys I keep seeing their names pop up more and more. Willie Fritz is one too, Tulane's coach. Except for him, he's older. He's in his 60s. I don't know how much that matters anymore.
It would kind of remind me of Kansas hiring Leipold. He's not in the 60s, but he was an older head coach. And I use a better program now than what Kansas was when Leipold took over. But it could be a sort of similar situation. Extreme basketball school. And maybe because Fritz is a proven program builder, much like Leipold was at Buffalo, maybe that would be a really good fit if he'd want to leave.
Yeah, Thad Moody on Facebook here said Jimbo was $76 million. Auburn had a $21 million buyout.
That was Malzahn or their previous in between Malzahn and the guy they have now.
Then Indiana's up there. Yeah. So, Hugh Freeze and Auburn, absolute heartbreaker in the Iron Bowl over the weekend.
Big time, yeah.
But other coaches, we saw Texas A&M hired Mike Elko.
Which Texas A&M hiring Mike Elko would be a little like Womack going to Indiana. Elko was their defensive coordinator from 18 to 2021, then left to go to Duke and had good success there.
Yeah.
But still, he went 16-9, and their fans freaked out when they heard Mark Stoops' name from Kentucky, where at a school that was horrendous before he got there. I think he would have been a perfect fit for A&M. Yep. But once again, A&M, much like Tennessee, their fans threw a fit and they backtracked. The thing with A&M is, why do they have this heightened sense of importance? They haven't been relevant. I know they won a Heisman with Johnny Football, but they haven't won anything.
No, they haven't.
They think they're this top-tier program, and they're going to get left in the dust in the SEC now that Texas and Oklahoma are getting in there. Of course, they already have Bama and Georgia.
LSU.
And LSU, absolutely. So, they did that stupid singing chant sort of thing. It's the dumbest thing.
Oh, it is.
Dumbest
It is.
school.
So now we'll see who Duke hires. I mean, they're probably not going to get a splashy hire because, like you said, like with Indiana, predominantly basketball school, tough job to recruit and win at. Mississippi State hired Oklahoma's offense coordinator. So don't know much about him, but he was hired. I haven't heard of any other jobs. I thought there was a rumor UCLA was going to fire Chip Kelly, but it hasn't happened yet.
No.
Which I think they'd be dumb to. I think he's done just fine.
I don't think anyone else in the Big Ten will get fired.
No,
I think everyone's really safe, honestly. But
I think one guy who helped save himself, I don't think he was going to get fired, but his seat would have probably been real hot next year, Mike Loxley. I think he helped himself with the win over Rutgers over the weekend.
Yeah, especially with how their middle of the season went. Talia Tagovailoa, I don't know how I mispronounce that name when I say his name every Sunday. Tagovailoa became the all-time passing leader in Big Ten history on Saturday.
Actually, he did not.
Oh, he did not.
I don't know who
Alabama.
I don't know who tweets out that for the Big Ten, but unless Purdue's wrong, according to Purdue's record books, I'm gonna go find it. Go ahead. I'm gonna go find it because I don't want to say this and look like an idiot.
According to the Big Ten,
I know.
Tua's brother Tagovailoa has become the all-time passing leader in Big Ten history, which kind of tells you the Big Ten history as far as NFL quarterbacks go. Tom Brady notwithstanding, because he wasn't that great at Michigan anyway. But maybe that's why they struggle winning national titles too. So we always talk about the NCAA tournament, how they struggle because they have so few NBA players. They have so few good NFL quarterbacks these days.
Yeah, 6 hours ago, Purdue football tweets, compare stats checks official at Big Ten football record book, 11,792 greater than 11,256. That's what Drew Brees threw for, was 11,792.
I bet they're counting Tagovailoa's Alabama stats then.
Yeah, because it's, I don't know, and everybody's just ripping the Big Ten football Twitter account. So I don't know. So, but I think that's if you include bowls and everything. That was Drew Brees's stat, I think. So I don't know. That was right from a record book. So I don't know.
Now I'm invested. So I got to go look it up and fact check Purdue and the Big Ten.
But the coaching carousel is always fascinating, especially with the transfer portal and NIL and everything nowadays in college football. It'll be interesting. You just made the comment about the Big Ten coaches. So you think Harbaugh and Day are both back next year?
I don't know. Well, according to this, Drew Brees only had 10,909 passing yards.
So must include bowl.
Well, it does include bowls on their Football Reference account. I think Purdue's wrong. Sorry to tell you, but
I don't know why they would tweet from an official Big Ten record book. So
I don't know why they'd go at the Big Ten either, though. So
I don't know.
I think Ryan Day's back. He's not gonna get fired. They went 11-1.
I think they are dumb. If they fire him for losing 3 straight years to Michigan, he's never lost any other Big Ten programs. I mean, who would want that job? Who would want that job? And I know I sound crazy saying that because they have the best of everything, but who would want that job with those expectations if he can win that many games over 6 years and be hated?
Yeah.
They still might make the playoff this year.
It's all about Michigan now. Yeah, they might.
They need help. They need help this weekend, but they still could. That's what I'm saying. They still could.
Could, yeah. I don't know why you'd want it. Now you can say about Ryan Day, which is what I've seen around on Twitter. He was born on third base, which he was.
Yeah.
He took over an unbelievable situation there. And they want to beat Michigan that bad they'd fire a guy because he can't. It's not even like he can't. He's lost 3. I know they got blown out last year. This one was a great game. One of the best of recent memory. But a team that they won 11 games.
Right.
If that's not expectations, like what more do they want from them?
If Ryan Day was at Purdue and has done, if he would go on to do for Purdue what he just has at Ohio State, it would be Ryan Day University. They would change the name from Purdue University to Ryan Day University.
To about every single Big Ten school outside of maybe Michigan,
Yeah.
they would do that.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
If Ryan Day was having this success at Penn State, you kidding me? They're about to hang James Franklin up to dry. They're about done with him there. If Ryan Day was going 11-1 there, they'd be building a statue of him. They'd be tearing down the Joe Paterno one if they had one.
I think they did tear it down, didn't they?
I assume they did. They probably should, but they'd be building a Ryan Day one. But
yeah. Yep.
As far as Harbaugh goes, I think he'll go to the NFL. I shouldn't have said that. That's
you say that every year,
but again, say that every year. This seems like the optimal time to do it with the allegations and all of that. And so,
want to pick some conference championship games?
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, we'll start with the Big Ten because that I don't have them pulled up, and I know that one off the top of my head. Michigan and Iowa, which I gotta give you kudos. That was your prediction for the Big Ten championship. Mine was Penn State, Wisconsin. So
I can't believe I picked Iowa to go there, but I'm obviously the smartest man alive. You know what? I want to do 2 bucket predictions this week.
Okay.
So this will also be a J-Man's bucket prediction of the week. Iowa will not score an offensive touchdown.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, but I think Michigan wins something like 24-3. Or maybe 24-10 and Iowa runs back a punt or an interception or something, which is what they do. But
3rd straight year Michigan has made Indianapolis win in the East. It would be something if Iowa pulled off.
That would be crazy. Yeah, that would be absolutely wild. I hate Michigan, but I dislike Iowa significantly more. So
ACC Louisville coming off a loss to Kentucky, a home loss to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Playing Florida State, who's playing with their backup quarterback.
Florida State did find a way to win in the swamp. Give me Florida State. I think they win. I think you can't keep them out just because Jordan Travis is hurt. You cannot keep him out.
I don't want Louisville to win for obvious reasons, but part of me doesn't want Florida State in the playoff because I just think they're good. I think we'll get smacked by somebody else in the playoff.
Smacked, yeah.
But they've played so well all year. So.
Yeah.
Georgia, Alabama.
Give me Georgia. Bama, awfully lucky. Jalen Milroe thinks he won the Heisman after that throw. You look at his numbers, it doesn't measure up to really anyone's. Give me Georgia. I think they win by 3 touchdowns. I just don't see it with this Bama team. And they still won 11-1, and I think they're down this year.
The Big 12, I kind of laughed at Mike Gundy all year. I'm saying maybe Oklahoma State needs to move on. He's been there forever. They're 9-3. I mean, come on. I'm an idiot. They're against 11-1 Texas.
Skip Bayless was all ticked off because Oklahoma didn't make it. And he said it's absolutely ridiculous. Oklahoma should be in there over Oklahoma State. Oklahoma beat Texas. Give me Texas. And I think Texas makes playoffs. That is a bold prediction I have as well. I think
they were in one of my 4 in the preseason I picked. So
yeah, I
could get 3 out of 4 right, but Penn State ruined that for me. And then the big one Friday night, Oregon and Washington. I think the winner of this one gets. Well, Washington definitely gets it. I think if Oregon wins, they get one too.
Washington has been finding ways to win, but I mean they beat Washington State by 3 at home. They didn't play well against Arizona, which Arizona's pretty good, but. Give me Oregon. I think Oregon beats them around a little bit. I think Bo Nix cements his Heisman, too.
I agree with you right there. I think this week helps him separate from LSU's quarterback, Daniels.
Jaden Daniels? Yeah. Daniels, you look at his stuff, very pedestrian against the good schools, Alabama, and that sort of stuff. And he tears up the Georgia Southerns. So I think that might play a role into it as well. But
Yep.
I have a word association here for you because the Big Ten West is no longer RIP to the Big Ten divisions as we know it. Starting with the legends and leaders and then to the Big Ten East and West. I took the passing yard leader from each year that they've had divisions. Some of these guys did it back-to-back years, so I chose the guy that was directly below them. I used Matt McGloin the last time I did a word association, so I chose the other guy. So starting with back in 2011, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. He liked that. He's become much of a better pro than I ever thought he would.
Yeah.
It was good for Washington. It's been good for Minnesota. It'll be interesting to see what happens with his status as he's free agent after this season. I think he'll be back in Minnesota. But he's been good everywhere he's been.
I saw a funny thing. What he was talking about his torn Achilles, and he's like getting carried off or everything. He's like, man, I don't think I tore it. Don't think I tore it. I know now I can't feel anything down there and I can't put any pressure, but I don't think I tore it. And they went into the blue tent and the trainer comes in, touches it for 1 second. Like, you absolutely tore it. You were completely wrong. He's the only guy that could somehow find that funny about him tearing his own Achilles. This was the year Matt McGloin won or had the most passing yards, so I chose the guy who was number 2, Taylor Martinez.
Great runner for Nebraska. That's when Nebraska actually got to the Big Ten championship game. They never did after they got to the West.
Back when they made bowl games, too.
I think if the Big Ten could go back in time, I don't know if they make that move to get Nebraska because Nebraska never was for them in the Big Ten West. Yeah. I think they just wanted to be Penn State. Just be Penn State for the West. That'd be great, and they couldn't do it.
They honestly started that downfall a few years before that, and the Big Ten wasn't proactive enough to see it because they were struggling under Bill Callahan.
You're right.
Nathan Shieldhouse.
Nathan Shieldhouse. I could never told you he led the Big Ten.
He had a really good senior year.
But good college quarterback. Good college quarterback. Never made the pros, but now he's in the coaching ranks.
So. Yeah, offensive coordinator for Iowa State team that was better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, they turned it around.
Well. Yeah. Connor Cook.
Another Michigan State guy who was a good quarterback, made the pros, had a cup of coffee. He was a backup for the Raiders. Then he had to start due to some injuries and kind of bounced around the league. I don't think he's in the league anymore. I could be wrong about that. But, Michigan State, there was a reason why they were really good there for a while. They had just pro quarterbacks. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Nate Sudfeld.
Oh, Indiana. He could sling around. He had a cup of coffee in the NFL for the then Redskins or football team. I don't remember which one it was. And the Eagles.
He bounced around a little bit. Yep. Trace McSorley.
Trace McSorley, Penn State guy. Did he make the NFL?
Oh, yeah. He's in Baltimore.
Right?
He might still be hanging around. In fact, I think he was just on the Bears practice squad, if I'm not mistaken.
I get so many of those Penn State guys confused. Yeah. McSorley, Hattenberg.
Yeah.
The one they just had last year, what was his name?
Clifford. He's Clifford,
on this list. I get them all confused. Yeah. So, well, Sean Clifford, I mean, yeah.
You can knock Sean Clifford out if you want.
Both of them good enough to win a lot of games, but couldn't win the big ones.
Yeah. Justin Fields had won it 2 straight years, so that's the only reason why Clifford's on the list. Yeah. McSorley won it 2 straight years, so I chose the guy that finished second that year, and that guy is Tanner Lee.
Oh, what a name. Greatest name in the history of the position of football. He did break my heart at Ross-Ade, though, leading the Cornhuskers on a late drive to beat the Boilermakers. But
that had to be pretty cool to hear that name over the PA, though.
I thought it was cool when he's Tulane's quarterback to hear it on ESPN. I'm like, I'm living a dream, but I thought it would be my own working for ESPN.
Yeah. Dwayne Haskins.
Rest in peace. Heck of a college quarterback.
Yeah, it was.
Too bad it didn't work out for him in the pros, but he was fun to watch for Ohio State.
Justin Fields. Another
fun one for Ohio State, and huge stretch starting tonight for the rest of his Bears career.
Yeah, massive. C.J. Stroud.
Another fun one for Ohio State, and he's going to be the rookie of the year this year. I hope he has a tough game coming up. Hope he has a rough game coming up on Sunday, but we were right. Panthers were wrong.
Yeah, Ohio State quarterbacks led the Big Ten in passing yards 5 straight years. Haskins, Fields twice, Stroud twice. Because Stroud did it twice, I chose the guy that was directly below him, which was Aiden O'Connell.
AOC, decent game yesterday against the Chiefs. He's hanging in there, not playing too bad for the Raiders. They're not doing a whole lot of winning. I don't think they're going to do a whole lot of winning. I don't think the team's very good, but I think he's going to have a decent NFL career. He might not always be a starter, but he'll always be a serviceable backup.
Last one here, Talua Tagovailoa.
Thank goodness you said that name because I can't. Good quarterback, not as good as his brother. Won't be as good as his brother, but he made the right choice to transfer from Alabama to Maryland. He's had a good college career.
The all-time Big Ten passing yardage leader.
Yeah. But the word association segment is brought to you by Proforma Print 2 Promo Group. If you're looking for a trustworthy, dependable resource for your next trade show, company picnic, or a sales meeting in 2024, Proforma Print 2 Promo Group has over 50 years combined experience in promotional products and commercial print. They strive for fast and efficient response to all your print needs. You need to look no further. Let them be your one-source print and promotional company today by giving Barbara Van Weinsberg a call at 574-210-3815.
You want to educate me real quick?
Yes, I do.
You know I need some education.
Yeah, that's the truth. Let's see here. Let me get it up here. Sporting events on this day on November 27th. On this day in 1870, the New York Times dubbed baseball the national game.
Oh.
On this day in 1940, can you name me the 6th Heisman Trophy Award winner?
1940.
Played for Michigan, running back. I'll even give you that.
Gerald Ford.
He was an offensive lineman, but good guess.
Oh,
Tom Harmon. Tom Harmon. A lot of Grey Cup going on here. On this day in 1956, the NFL draft was held. Paul Hornung of University of Notre Dame was the first pick by the Green Bay Packers.
Pretty good.
Yeah. On this day in 1960, Gordie Howe became the first NHL player to score 1,000 points.
Also pretty good.
And then a year later on this day to become the first NHL player to play in 1,000 NHL games. In the highest NFL scoring game, the Redskins beat the Giants on this day in 1966, 72-41.
Huh.
Blowout, but high scoring. A lot of Grey Cups. A lot of Grey Cups and Iron Bowls for whatever reason. On this day in 2013, Tiger Woods was named the PGA Tour's Player of the Year for the 11th time.
What year was that?
2013. And that's going to do it. Pretty short list today for on this day, unfortunately. But that is the On This Day segment brought to you by Mooney Woodcrafts. Mooney Woodcrafts is a veteran-owned and operated woodcraft shop based out of Texas with Indiana grassroots. They provide 100% hand-cut custom designs that fit your needs, and their pieces are a great addition to any home, office, or man cave. You can see some of their recently completed projects by visiting their Instagram or Facebook page at Mooney Woodcrafts. And if you let them know the Tan and J-Man Show sent you, you get 15% off your order. So get those signed orders in. We are less than a month away from Christmas. So get that sign order in for the sports fan or friend that you got in your family or outside your family if they're a friend. So get a hold of Thad. Tell them the Tan and J-Man Show sent you 15% off.
College hoops. I am the smartest man alive. As my book, it was correct last week that Purdue would win the Maui Invitational.
Yeah, your reverse psychology didn't work. So.
It didn't work for the first time. And it came at a terrible time. But the Big Ten only has 2 ranked teams now. Purdue at number 1 and Illinois back in there at number 24 after beating Western Illinois. So
hey, got to beat who you play.
You got to beat who you play.
Purdue finally gets an easy one tomorrow. They play Texas Southern, who is winless. So it should be an easy one at least. Number 1 team in America gets a team at home who has not won a game. But after going through the Maui Gauntlet, beating then ranked 11th Gonzaga, 7th Tennessee, 4th Marquette. I'm glad they have an easy one because they do Friday night open up Big Ten play 9:00 at Northwestern, which they went in there last year ranked 1, and the Wildcats gave them a loss. So hopefully they get some revenge there.
I blame Purdue and Indiana for putting Northwestern in the tourney last year.
Yep.
As you said, Big Ten play starts Friday. There's no good non-conference games this week. It's really weak throughout the Big Ten anyway. Yeah. But we have Maryland at Indiana Friday night.
I don't think either team's playing good. Give me Maryland. I have not been impressed by Indiana at all.
They're winning games, but I haven't been impressed either. They've been winning real close games against low majors. Give me Indiana just because it's at home. I do think they'll struggle with Jameer Young, though. Although Maryland's not been playing well either.
No.
Purdue at Northwestern. Northwestern is 4-1.
I do think Purdue gets the win. This Purdue team's better than they were last year. They're deeper than they were last year.
1,000%.
Zach Edey right now would be National Player of the Year again, probably. And Braden Smith's shots improved so much. If he and Fletcher Lawyer can hit some shots, that team just goes. So give me Purdue on the road, but by about 10, I'd say. By about 10.
Give me Purdue by like 37.
I hope you're right.
Then Illinois at Rutgers on Saturday.
Yeah, give me Illinois in this one. Rutgers is, I don't think, very good.
I agree with you. First 1 to 60 wins this one, in my opinion.
Rock
Both
fight.
teams very good defensively. The rack or what Jersey Mike's center,
Yeah.
whatever it is, it's been a house of horrors for a lot of Big Ten teams.
No, I hear that one.
But Brad Underwood, I don't think he's won there since his first year at Illinois, and that was a terrible Rutgers team. Give me Illinois 51 to 50.
Rock fight.
Yeah. Guard play has been pretty bad for Illinois so far. I need a lot more out of Marcus Domask. And, man, I wish Sincere Harris hadn't decided to redshirt because I think they win that Marquette game with him because you look at what he did last year against some of these top point guards. Shut Marcus Carr down. Shut Tiger Campbell down. They could have really used him against Tyler Kolak. And, I mean, you saw how good Kolak was the other night.
He's a very good player.
So, speaking of Marquette, number 3, Marquette against Wisconsin in Wisconsin.
Marquette.
Give me Marquette. I think Marquette is the Final Four good, in my opinion.
Me too.
Then Michigan and Oregon play. Where is this at? It does not tell me where it's at. It is
in
Eugene, Oregon.
I don't know anything about Oregon, but since it's in Oregon, I'm going to take Oregon.
I agree with you. Michigan looked pretty good early, and then they've kind of lost some games here. And then we have number 15, Creighton, coming off a bad loss to – who did they lose to? Oh, Colorado State by 21 the other night.
Gosh.
At Nebraska, 7-0 Nebraska.
Place will be rocking, but give me Creighton.
Give me Creighton. I think they bounce back. Then Minnesota at Ohio State.
Give me Ohio State. They're starting to play some good basketball.
They are. They beat Alabama over the weekend, and Minnesota lost to San Francisco by 18.
There you go.
Give me Ohio State in that one.
Big Ten's just not very good.
No, this is the worst I've seen it in years.
Yeah.
Which bodes well for teams like Purdue. Obviously, Purdue's proven they're the best team in the country so far with their wins. But bodes well for a team like Illinois, who I think right now is probably clearly the number 2 team in the Big Ten, and I don't think they've looked all that good either.
Right.
But they did go toe-to-toe with Marquette. And honestly should have won the shot 2 of 16 down the stretch in the final 8 minutes or so. But Michigan State has 3 losses, including the James Madison. I know they've lost to Duke and Arizona, but have lost to James Madison.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Yep. All right.
That's all I got as far as Big Ten goes.
Yeah, but I don't have much either. We'll have more next week. Birdie or bogey question.
Yeah.
3 NFL teams have never started a rookie quarterback week 1. Can you name those 3?
I have no idea. New York Giants.
They are 1.
Oh, wow. Because I thought Kurt Warner started instead of Eli. That is shocking that I got that one right. Tennessee Titans.
No, they started Marcus Mariota and
probably Jake Locker too, maybe.
Marcus Mariota in 2015 was their latest one.
Rookie quarterback week 1. Do I get a par if I get this?
Yep.
I know Dolphins have with Tannehill.
Yes, Tannehill in 2012.
I'm sure the Jets have Buffalo Bills.
No, the Bills did with E.J. Manuel in 2013.
Yuck. Man.
So the other 2, Minnesota Vikings and Kansas City Chiefs.
Vikings, huh?
Yes.
I should have been thinking Chiefs, but I wasn't.
And I will go through the list really quick here as we end the show. You got the Cardinals, Kyler Murray. Bears, Kyle Orton. Bengals, Joe Burrow. Browns, Deshaun Kaiser. Cowboys, Dak Prescott. Broncos, John Elway. Lions, Matt Stafford. Packers, Tobin Rote in 1950. David Carr for Texans. Andrew Luck for the Colts. Trevor Lawrence for the Jags. Derek Carr for the Raiders. Ryan Leaf, Chargers. Sam Bradford, Rams. Mac Jones, Patriots. Archie Manning, Saints. Zach Wilson, Jets. Carson Wentz, Eagles. Terry Bradshaw, Steelers. Steve DeBerg,
Steve DeBerg, yeah.
Niners. Russell Wilson, Seahawks. Jameis Winston, Buccaneers. And Robert Griffin III for the Commanders.
Good list. Good question. Thanks for watching the Tan and J-Man Show, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of the week, everybody.